Hi, I'm Karen Andrews. I've been a clinical psychologist for over 16 years, and today I want to share with you the 7 biggest regrets that my clients have shared with me over the years, so that you can avoid making the same mistakes and so that you don't end up looking back over your life wishing that you had done things differently. Let's get into this. Number 1, I wish I trusted my instincts sooner. I had a client, we'll call her Rachel, who came to me feeling absolutely at a loss, confused and without direction. And one of the things she kept saying was that she doesn't know how to trust her instincts. And the thing is, she had spent so long quietening that small, still inner voice inside her that she didn't even recognize it anymore. Knowing what she wanted and being able to acknowledge her own inner wisdom allowed her to gain the clarity that she needed, to make the changes that she needed. And now she's in a much better job, living a much happier life. What we have to do is we have to take note of our inner wisdom. Something I like to ask my clients is, what does your head say? That's your logic. What does your heart say? That's your emotions. And what does your gut say? And that is your deepest instincts. Letting other people and the world tell you what is right for you is like putting on somebody else's spectacles and wondering why everything is blurry. Trust your own inner wisdom, even if it may seem odd or different to other people. Number 2, I did not give myself permission to enjoy my life earlier. I had a client, we'll call him Barry, who was already a very successful person, a senior partner in one of the Golden Circle firms. But he did not know what it was like to have fun. He did not know what it was like to feel joy and to truly relax and rest and take time off. And the reason for that was because he was always waiting till he felt like he deserved it. He was waiting until he finished university or got that first job, won that first promotion, got that first raise. But the problem is this went on for years. Suddenly he turned around and he's in his 40s and he realizes he has not enjoyed his life. This is a story I hear often. When Barry finally gave himself permission to relax and enjoy, to structure more me time, and to live life now, not wait until later, everything in his life improved, most especially his relationship with himself. Live for today. Bring your attention into the now. Ask yourself, what can I do today? What can I do this week? What can I do this month to make myself happy, to enjoy my life? What can I put in place to look forward to? These are the things that make life worth living. Regret number 3, I waited too long to reach out for support. Too many of my clients tell me that they are at rock bottom when they contact me. They're in some kind of crisis. They're burned out. They're on the brink of divorce. They're losing their ability to function in their career, either in some way, either occupationally or interpersonally, or just within themselves. They feel like everything is falling apart. And it is harder to come back from that place than it is to reach out for support long before you get to that place. The ideal time to reach out to a licensed mental health professional or a coach is the moment you become aware that there is a problem. Earlier intervention is better. But of course, the best time may have been, 5 years ago, but the second best time is always now. Do not hesitate to reach out. And if you'd like to work with me, My link is in the description below. Get in touch. Regret number 4. I stayed in toxic relationships for far too long. This is very common as well. People stay in relationships that are draining, that are unhealthy, that are codependent, that are whatever the problem is. When you acknowledge that you are in a toxic relationship, it's not that the other person is some kind of evil monster. It's that that person is not good for you, and you're probably not good for that person either. You need to get out of that relationship. I had a client who was married to someone who appeared to be an amazing guy on the surface. But you know, she was utterly miserable. And it was only after a long time in therapy that she began to acknowledge that this relationship was never going to improve. And it didn't matter how much other people told her what a great catch she was and what a good provider and so on and so forth. She was never going to be happy. She finally got up the courage to call it quits. And you know what? She is so much happier on her own. She's beginning to blossom and to live her life for herself. Getting out of a draining relationship is one of the most amazing things you can do for yourself. Find relationships that feed you. Find relationships that nurture you. Find relationships that elicit your best self, not your worst self. Regret number 5. I wasn't present with the people that I love. My client, we can call her Marianne, she was always a massive success in life. She was super smart. She was extremely successful. She was promoted. She was important. People looked up to her. And she worked so hard. But you know, even when she had time off, she wasn't present for the people that she loved. She was always zoned out. She was on her phone, checking her email, always thinking about work. Next thing, her children were grown up, and she realized that she had missed much of their childhood. It's never too late to fix relationships. It's never too late to make changes. But time is the one thing that we cannot get back. In therapy, Mariam made the choice to rebuild her relationships with her older children. And I'm pleased to say that they are in a pretty good place. But the problem is that we cannot get back the time that we have lost, the holidays that we were not present. Stop. Pay attention. Focus on the now. Look at the people that you love. Stare at their face. Connect deeply. And enjoy every moment. Because life is short. And time is the one thing we can't get back. Regret number 6. I spent too much of my life living like I was on trial. My client Alicia was a very successful woman. She worked in a big organization. She was a senior person. Everybody looked up to her. It seemed like she had everything together. But the cost of that was that she never gave herself a break. She lived her life as if she had an entire audience of people and they were all judging her. She never allowed herself ever present herself as anything but always on. She was always perfectly groomed. She was always perfectly presented. She was always over prepared. And the thing is, in some ways it did pay off. But in other ways, it left her emotionally depleted and absolutely exhausted, because you can't keep that up. Nobody can. And when she eventually let go of that need to perform, that realization that other people were not judging her, and that she was in fact the master of her own destiny, and that she needed to stop judging everybody else and focus on enjoying life instead, she became a lot more relaxed. You know, the funny thing is, she kept the same job. She was just as successful as before. But there was a fundamental shift in her personal happiness because she no longer walked around feeling like she was constantly defending herself. That is a special kind of freedom. Regret number 7. I built my success around a self that never felt authentic. My client, I'll call her Yelena, was very successful in HR in a major banking organization. She had spent years building and working very hard to present herself in a very specific kind of corporate way. But you know what? It didn't suit her. She did not feel fulfilled. And the main reason for that is because there was a misalignment. She didn't feel like the way that she felt and saw the world and what she really wanted to do on the inside matched how she presented herself and what she was doing on the outside. It was only when Yelena had the courage to pivot and change direction completely. She went into the world of entrepreneurship, and she now runs a very successful online business, that she finally felt that her external self and her internal self were congruent and aligned, and everything changed. Living your true self according to your values is the thing that changes everything, that makes for a meaningful, fulfilled, and purposeful life. Thank you very much for watching. If any of these resonates with you, please feel free to join my free school community for high-performing professionals and entrepreneurs. The link is in the description below. Bye.